Hey guys, today I'm breaking down the exact email strategy system we've built out for Brezscales' new energy and focus brand called Trenches. We'll look at the current pop-up they have on, the new version that we've rebuilt using our framework that has helped us generate opt-in rates as high as 35% for our clients, and then we're also going to be looking at the 3 must-have flows for your Klaviyo account specifically designed for Trenches. And then as a bonus, I'm also going to be sharing with you a 4th of July promo we've created for them. And then to clarify, the designs that I'm going to be sharing with you are not only made to look good, but then I'm also going to be explaining the thought process behind them and how you can replicate them for your own voice and your own brand. And I'm not going to just show you some nice designs, I'll give you the exact structure that you can use and adapt for your own brand in less than 60 minutes. Before opening Figma, I want to speak with you about the most important thing, and that would be the exact demographic and the ICP that you have and how to actually position your branding around it. So here we can see that for Trenches, Brez made this brand. Obviously a big portion of his followers are entrepreneurs, aspiring entrepreneurs, people that want to do business, they want to have an online business. So this product is specifically made for them, and not only for them, but generally for high achieving people, let's say, we can call them like that. So now we got an understanding of what actually wants to sell, and then approximation of his demographic. Obviously things could change, he could be making rebrands. I feel like this product could work for both men and women, so that's a good thing. Now you can also see the exact formula. These are very important, these ingredients, because you can tailor your message around them, you can position it as to actually mention them, and generally for emails also these are great to use, especially as bullet points and then as designs blocks, and as you will see in a minute. Now for Trenches, Brezscales obviously has a huge advantage over other people because of his big brand, but nevertheless what I'm gonna be showing and sharing and giving you instructions for can work for any type of brand, even though you might not be the face of it, which in most cases doesn't make sense, obviously, especially if you're selling to older demographic and you are a younger person. Before actually going and showing you the new version of the pop-up and the older one, I want you to firstly think about these 3 most important questions before actually creating any type of pop-up. Firstly, how I can get someone's attention. Secondly, why should they're giving their personal details like their emails, and thirdly, what I want them to do after. This is the current pop-up they have on their website. To be fair, it doesn't look the best. It also triggered very quickly, which is usually isn't a good thing, especially for your CVR and AOV, so that's a good thing to keep in mind. Generally what I would recommend, start with around 15 seconds, then just A/B test lower and higher delays. Here, as you'll see, it really doesn't look like the button here. I'm guessing that they are just getting started with their email marketing, so it makes sense to not have everything set up properly. But here you can see that especially the button, it's a different color, you can't even find it on their website. This isn't the best thing possible, really. Then here, this is basically an exit intent. Now I really enjoy paying full price, it can be quite aggressive. I will share with you a friendlier approach, especially if you also want to sell to women. This wouldn't work because you will annoy them very quickly with this type of messages. You see here that the font looks odd, and generally the coloring doesn't look the best, especially with how clean their website is and their product page. They can definitely do a better job, and that's why I want to share the format we have been using for our clients. This new pop-up that I'm going to be sharing with you got us opt-ins as high as 35%. Now guys, I'm not going to be promising you 35% opt-ins if you're using this or to Brez, but I definitely think you should give it a try. It's one of the best formats that we've tested and found so far through testing different type of pop-ups, from plinko balls to mystery discounts to direct code given. So I hope you guys are ready, because people are paying good money for this. Firstly, the idea behind this pop-up, and let me zoom out so you can firstly see all the steps. This is a scratch pop-up. We've seen this work time and time again for multiple industries. I'm speaking about here supplements, beauty, skin treatments, skin recovery, supplement for dogs. Guys, really, it doesn't matter. Even if you're selling more expensive product, I still think you should try this because it just works so well. And here you can see it starts with a scratch. It doesn't give the discount from the beginning, and then you will see that after they scratch, this is gonna obviously be interactive. They're gonna be receiving a 10% discount as Brez is currently using. After they click on claim, another action from there, they're gonna be put to this page, and then this step where they have to drop in their email to get a 10% discount. Also guys, you can see here that as an exit intent, we are using back to scratch card. We are not telling them to no, go away, no, you will want to pay full. We're gonna be using lighter approach, and I recommend you to do the same. And then here, this is a more of an optional. I would recommend you to try and see if you're gonna be affecting your email sales as much from the welcome email if you decide to give the discount instantly. What we usually do, you can A/B test this. We are giving them this message but not giving them the code. We are telling them that they should be receiving the code inside their inbox any moment. So this is what we're doing. But even from the branding perspective, just to go back to his current website, we can clearly see here that his coloring and then his logo are way more on point with our Scratch than what he currently has. And then yeah, I would definitely recommend you guys giving it a try. Just a quick caveat, you can be using this in Klaviyo. You have to use a third-party app like Alia, which I strongly recommend. Like whenever we onboard a new client, that's the first thing we recommend them to do, is to actually go on and start using Alia. They just have way more tools, features, and they can actually build this out for you from scratch, so you don't even have to bother about finding the strategies, thinking about how to put all of this together. Now that was for the pop-up. Now let's go over and look at the 3 most important flows you need and how we designed them specifically for trenches. Let's start with the welcome flow, the most important flow in the entire email marketing ecosystem. Here you will see that what we did is try to make everything super branded. So we decided to go with 2 designs and 1 plain text email. The first email directly give them what we've promised in the pop-up, and that's what I recommend you to do. Don't try to overcomplicate it, guys. Like they came in for a reason. They wanted a discount. Now we just need to give them the discount. It's that simple, really. Especially for the first emails, you don't need to overcomplicate it. We are using the product images. I would definitely recommend either to use UGCs or product images for this part. And then we are speaking about the product, speaking about how this has 8 calories and how it's a very efficient alternative, a health alternative that can boost your productivity. Again, I recommend reminding about the discount and then having CTA button. I also really like this footer part. I feel like it's very branded. It also reminds of the benefits that the product has. Then what we do, we have a follow-up. Here we are mentioning to them more about ingredients. Now here, guys, with the second email, we are going to be introducing more proof elements and then also explaining the ingredients a bit more, because usually what happens is that if someone hasn't converted from the first email, it means that they have some setbacks. So that's why we need to answer them in our second email. Here you see that we're again mentioning the main benefits of the product, giving a bit more on the ingredients, showing some nicer designs again. And then here we are also putting in a testimonial to reinforce the proof elements. Again, a reminder, here we're also building some urgency with only 22 hours, explaining to them that they don't have much time left. The same footer. You can give your opinion and you can let me know, but from what we've built here, if someone would go in, look at this website and they say, and go, let me actually see what their emails are looking like to see if they're actually in brand. I feel like this is just a continuation of the website, and that's what we want to do with your emails as a general rule. It needs to be a continuation of what you are currently showing on your product and landing pages. And then for the third one, here we go more on the urgency part. By now, if they haven't taken an action, you definitely need to go harder on urgency. What we can also do here, you can A/B test this, would be to use a countdown timer here at the top to reinforce even more urgency. And then here we are also explaining what they can be benefiting in the upcoming weeks from taking the products, how they could see like what they could be expecting. And then yeah, a last reminder, this also said the Brez at the end, so this could also be seen as like a founder email. Again, I'm not the biggest fan of founder emails. Usually we've noticed that they aren't performing as good, but for a brand like Trenches, it does make sense to actually have an email or two maybe after these first 3 ones, explaining more about like Brez speaking why I actually opened this brand, the idea behind it, the issues I had, why I couldn't find anything on the market and decided to build it myself, speaking with my friends, and mostly he has the reasons behind why he built this. But just as general rule, in the first 3 emails, I'm not really going to use the founder email with the story and everything. What maybe you guys could add if you have like a good founder story, in the first email here at the end, when you are about to finish the email, have like a about us section, a quick one. So yeah, that was for the welcome flow. Now you guys understood why it's important to have everything branded. You've seen how a good sequence looks like. Now let's go to the other automations, starting with the abandoned checkout. Here I will want to share with you the format that we decide to go over and also give you some recommendations and possible things you could be changing and editing from this one to see the best results possible. Okay, here after reminding them about their checkout, we are also giving them a 15% discount. You can test the first email with or without discount. We decided here to use a discount, again telling them how they were at the last moment before getting the benefits, they stopped, how they should go back. Again here a really nice looking design block we have here, and then again the same footer and the CTA. Here what I really like about this email is that how clean it is. It has the product image here. You might not even need to use a dynamic product block directly in Klaviyo. You could try, but I would say give it a shot. For now, I think like the way we did it, it looks very brandy and very nice. So I don't know if I would actually try to put a dynamic product block because it's gonna make the design look worse. It's a good thing to actually try out. And then for the second email, again, we're starting to remind about the discount. What you can guys also notice from all of our emails is that we're using CTAs above the fold. This is very important in order to increase your click-through rates, to make them so they don't have to scroll to actually click a button and go to the website and the product page. Here we are using a before and after with AI of someone being stressed out. Here you can also use maybe a younger person, someone in their 20s. Again, this could be A/B tested. Here we are actively reminding them about the discount going out, expiring. Here are some nice bullet points with the product. Again, a band and the CTA to end the email with. Again, guys, very simple. We're not really overcomplicated. Here you can also do a testimonial. It could be worth trying. I wouldn't say no to it. And then here we also have a plain text. Also, guys, it's very crucial for you to test between plain text and designs, because funnily enough, for one of our biggest clients, we've tested multiple variations of a design email for the abandoned checkout, I think, and we've seen that the plain text version just did the best. And it's like the product itself is super branded, but simply the plain text is winning. So that's why here you can also try doing these plain text versions and see what works best for you guys. But yeah, here again, you could be adding a countdown timer that this will go out. A product dynamic block could also be added. What we did here, decided to give a 15% discount, say that they have only 9 more hours left. And what also we like to do, I'm gonna give you guys here another small tip that no one really speaks about, but all the 9 and 8 figure brands are doing. For the hyperlinks and CTAs inside plain text emails, try to make them way bigger in Klaviyo. Here we have them the same size because they're gonna be built out inside Klaviyo. But for example, for this one, I will try to increase the size of this. So if it's at 20 right now, I'd put it around 25. And then I will also make it in a different color so it stands out. For example, trenches has blue, so I would use blue as the color. This is just a small tip. What it does is that when someone goes in, they will see that the CTA will stand out way more. And when a CTA stands out, that's a good thing because it's going to be way easier for them to see it and click on it. So yeah, that's all guys we had for the abandoned checkout. Again, I did show you the templates we've done for Brez, but I also gave you some suggestions so you can play around with them and see what works for you guys and for your brand. So now guys, we're going to be moving to the third automation. And this is the browse abandonment. A lot of people are overlooking this flow, but we've noticed that it can actually convert so well after like the welcome flow and checkout. This is usually the third best performing one. So I definitely recommend you guys paying attention to this because it's very easy to set it up and it's basically free money for you if you don't have this already. So here we are acknowledging the fact that they were looking and they also were aware of it. So it gives like a more personalized vibe. It's like, okay, they actually knew what I was doing. So this is tailored for me. Here we're giving them a direct discount to go back and place an order. And then here what we do, we have a quick frequently asked questions section. We did use this yellow to stand out more on the questions. But yeah, here there are some 3 most common questions we thought this demographic would ask. So here, is it gonna keep me focused or just hype? How is this different from coffee or energy drinks? Will I even feel 50 milligrams of caffeine? Yeah, and then a CTA. Here we also added a UGC image. And then yeah, the goal with the browse abandonment is to answer usually people's questions. They are just browsing around. They are new to your product. You haven't made them yet go, yeah, I want to buy it. So they would go to the checkout. And that's why we need to answer some of their objections through these emails. For the second email we have inside the browse abandonment, again, we are reminding them about the discount they have. And then also we are going more in the formulation. We are going more in depth, explaining each product and its benefits. What you need to do here to not make the second email boring when you are explaining your ingredients, which I definitely recommend you do so people get a better understanding of what's behind your product. I would try to also tie it to a benefit. So here, for example, we are explaining how vitamin B12 supports your body's ability to convert food into usable energy, improves your mood. For example, if I would make this email plain text, I would go even crazier. Like I would tie it to a real benefit. So for example, support your body ability to convert food into usable energy and it improves your mood. So even after 12 hours of poor hustle, you will still feel like you are just getting started. It's more easy to imagine for them how the ingredient would benefit their life if they would take it. Again, we like to do these plain text emails as the third one, usually because also delivery drops down. Generally for flows, the first 1 and 2 emails, they are gonna be doing the best in terms of open rates, clicks, purchases, and then it will just go down and down. So that's why July, if it's gonna be decreasing, at least we are gonna be using plain text, so it will have higher chances of landing inside the primary and promo inbox. So guys, to summarize what we've gone through so far, we have the pop-up. Firstly, I showed you the scratch offer. I told you how you can use it in Alia to build it out and how it got our clients opt-ins as high as 35%. Now, the second stuff that we went through were the flows. We went through the welcome flow, we went through the checkout and the browse abandonment. I showed you the structured and the templates we've done for trenches, and also gave you some recommendations on how you can build it for your own brand and ICP. So before uncovering the bonus part, if you are not happy with your flows and you are doing solid revenue, if you feel like they're looking way too generic, or if you feel like the copy could be better, I'm gonna be doing 3 audits. To get started, click the link in the bio to schedule a 10-minute session with me. And yeah, let's go back to the bonus. So here guys, what I did with the bonus section, we did create a promo, as I've said at the beginning, for 4th of July. It happened recently, so I thought it would be a good time to actually look over and share with you guys what our thought process would be. If let's say we would have worked with trenches, this is actually what we also use for other clients, so it's good for you to know, and you can also use it for future promos as well. It's very simple, so it's nothing crazy, but it just works. So here we have a 10% discount. From the start, we are using the branding around 4th of July, Independence Day, and here you will see that we are giving the discount directly. So again, we are getting straight to the point with the discount. We created a July candy 10% off. What you can also do, and this is also a good A/B test you can try for promos, is to either go with a direct discount or say get up to, and then let's say if you have a 50% discount on your product page, you will just add like this 10% and say save up to 60%, and say to them that the discount would automatically apply at checkout. But yeah, going back to what we did here for 4th of July for trenches, again, we didn't have any creative from them. We are not working with trenches. This is just what my designer could have pulled out after I sent him over the website. So here what we are doing, we are speaking about how they're obviously 4th of July, everyone is going to be celebrating, partying, staying up late, drinking, whatever they're going to be doing. So this would be a good time to have trenches in, get back into work, maybe 5th of July, get back into office, have a trenches, and then you're going to be good to go. Here we're reminding about the ingredients, speaking about the discount. Again, here we are also doing some proof with how NBC News says that 4th of July we can raise our energy faster, and then we're going to help you enjoy your time off to the fullest without feeling wrecked or zoned out. So now we have the CTA. That's it for the first email. Now we have a upcoming follow-up email. What we're doing here is reminding about the discount they have, how it's going to be expiring. What we like to do here is also use a nice picture showing we don't have much stock left. So we're also creating urgency and scarcity at the same time. These together work the best. They're the best combo to use if you want to generate as much sales as possible from a promo. And yeah, here explaining about how this our warehouse is emptying out, explaining again the products, the benefits of the product, the ingredients, going back to the discount as well to end the promo with. Again, countdown timers could be used here. And then on the third email, this is really the last one, saying that really there's not much time left, only 16 hours. You can send this like 2 hours before it runs out. And guys, actually make the discount expire. Don't just bullshit them, because you'll see that people are still gonna try to use them afterwards, and then yeah, it's not gonna be a good thing to actually have them run forever. So yeah, this is for 4th of July. To get the most out of this, how you can think about this is to think about a discount that would work well with your product, something that's not too crazy, then have a follow-up. This follow-up I like the most, to be fair. Like, guys, you should really try this, giving out, showing a warehouse image, tell your agency or designer or whoever is gonna design this to create with AI an image. You see how accurate he's looking, obviously with high speed, and all these apps designs are crazy. Like, I can do a separate video about how crazy you can go. Maybe I can tell my designer to show me how he's doing it and explain to you guys, because I have no clue how to do designs. I would better like run a marathon than do designs. I'm really bad at it. But yeah, this is for 4th of July. This is what we thought it could work well for trenches. It's a quick promo, nothing crazy, but I'm 100% sure that this would work well for them. I feel generous today. Let me share with you another bonus. Let me show you how you can actually not even have to think about these templates, and actually you can probably steal them from other brands. I'm gonna be using an app called Creative OS. I love this app because it's so easy to use. It's an app where all emails are stored from different type of brands, from all niches, also landing pages. So if you're an operator, you can go in here and also look at the ads and the landers used by your competitors and popular brands in the space. Let me show you how easy it is. So for example, I just went in to templates. I think you will actually need a subscription. I'm not sure, just check, but it's very cheap. I think I'm paying like $20 per month, which is nothing really. Then you'll go inside emails, and then here you will see you will have dozens and dozens of emails to scroll to. You can spend hours in here, just look at all type of ideas, and I'm gonna be sharing with you in a moment what's the best part about this actually. You can also select by most popular, recent, trending, liked, and then different categories. And yeah, it's very easy to use. And now the best part about it is that you can just go in here, you can just click on clone email, copy to Figma. If you click copy to Figma, you will see that it just copied it for me, and then I just pasted it. As simple as that. I just copy pasted it. You can put it inside Figma, and then here you will see that it shows this is the variant from the brand, and here they actually show it, so you can just come in and add your own stuff. So even if I wanted to do it for trenches, what I will do, I will have just the logo here saved up, the colors, the color palette, and then I will just start using it under some dynamic product blocks or just some product images. You come here, you just put in your own stuff. It's as simple as that. And this is what actually my designers are doing and copywriters for coming up with ideas. It's a great app. I would definitely recommend to you guys, especially if you're doing good revenue with your brand and you really want to take your email revenue to the next level. Very simple. Again, you can select even, for example, this one. I will show you how nice this idea is, but this one actually doesn't work, so you'll have to go in, but it's still good. You can still like see the format. And I know I'm rambling a bit and going off the cuff, but that's just like, I want to give you guys as much value as possible. So for example, with this email, what you guys should be doing, what you guys should be taking from this is more like a plain text email. It is iMessage screenshot, which you could easily be generating with AI, and then a before and after, more like a testimonial. Like, this is great. This is like so good to use. You can add this inside the welcome flow. If you're in skincare, it would work so well. But yeah, that's pretty much it on Creative OS. Again, guys, it's very easy to use. You can come in, take whatever email you like, and you see that for a lot of them, you can just copy in and paste it inside Figma, which is even easier. But yeah, but I hope this came in useful for you guys. Just to summarize everything we went through today, firstly, we went through how you can actually build a solid pop-up. I showed you what the framework we are using, the best one right now for our clients, for our 7 and 8 figure clients. Then secondly, I walk you through the 3 most important automations you need for before purchase: the welcome, browse abandonment, and abandon checkout. And then as a bonus, I also shared with you the 4th of July promo with off run for trenches, a quick one, and give you some insights on how you can duplicate this for your own brand. And also for Brez or for his team, if you guys are watching this video, I love to go in, audit your current Klaviyo account, and give you the best plan. If you like to do it with us or with another agency, all good with us. We just want to give you and let you know what would be the most optimal setup for what you have. And then if you're watching this and again you're not happy with your current emails, you feel like they're too generic, you don't really like the copy, you feel like they could be doing a better job, feel free to click the link in the bio, audit a session with me. It's gonna take around 10 minutes, and then I'm gonna be able to go in myself, look over everything that we have set up inside Klaviyo, and give you an exact rundown and what you need to be improving and what's already working for you. Thanks for watching, guys. Have an amazing day. See you.